John Cena has once again called out Triple H, and it could be leading to something exciting. We'll also check out what's new with Bayley, a big injury, and more. Starting things off with this new development situation for John Cena. John Cena's time as an active member on the roster is quickly coming to an end. John Cena, as of this very moment, only has 4 total appearances left in his retirement tour. A couple of those appearances are set for premium live events, so that pretty much guarantees that there's a few matches left for Cena to have, literally coming down to the end game, coming down to the final 3 or final opponents. Following WrestlePalooza, John Cena is in a pretty weird spot. He got destroyed by Brock Lesnar in a short match, and although Brock came out of that match looking good, that match really did nothing for John Cena, and doesn't really advance his retirement tour, and doesn't really take it anywhere. It was definitely a weird situation to put Cena in, especially this close to the end of his career. A lot of fans thought it was setting up a rematch against Brock Lesnar, but reports claim that that's not true, that WrestlePalooza was the final meeting between Brock Lesnar and John Cena. Some reports are even claiming that the original outcome for John Cena versus Brock Lesnar was for John Cena to win the match, but that was changed at the last second. So where does John Cena go from here? Does he climb out of that hole he was put in by the big loss to Brock Lesnar? Well, it looks like now we have the answer, and it's thanks to a series of social media posts by John Cena. John Cena posted a message asking fans how they would feel about one more match between AJ Styles and himself. And then the response was extremely positive. John Cena followed that up once again, stating that he doesn't choose his opponents, but that he does listen to fans. He tagged AJ Styles and asked him if he was listening, and then he tagged Triple H and asked him if he was listening. So definitely an interesting development there. Was this all part of the plan to tease and hint at John Cena's next match, or was this John Cena really acting out and taking things under his own control? Fans were joking around saying that WrestlePalooza experience must have been that bad for John Cena, and he's now ready to book the rest of his retirement tour and take it out of Triple H's hands. AJ Styles even responded to Cena's post, saying that he hears the fans, and he's ready to do it. All the posts from both men went viral and got an insane amount of numbers. There's no way John Cena teases this matchup, gets fans hyped, and it doesn't happen. So fans feel like these posts confirm that we'll surely see one last meeting between John Cena and AJ Styles. The last match between Brock and Cena was disappointing, but Cena and AJ have never really made anyone disappointed with any of their matches, so expectations were high for that final matchup. So all the details of that match aren't confirmed yet, but it surely looks like one of those 4 final appearances for John Cena will feature a final match against AJ Styles. So hopefully that match does happen. It's a match that Cena can win and build up some momentum as he prepares for his last ever match that's approaching much quicker than you think. Bayley's descent into madness continued this week on Raw in some major ways. Bayley met up with Lyra backstage and had absolutely no recollection of their most recent encounter, where Bayley called Lyra an idiot and scolded her for entering the locker room. Bayley had no idea what Lyra was talking about when she brought that up, and there's a specific reason why. It's because Lyra was speaking to babyface hugger Bayley here within this moment. So this was another key moment in figuring out how this new character for Bayley truly works and functions. It looks like Bayley's memory does not transfer between her multiple personas. Bayley will only have one memory of whatever persona she was fully in during any interaction. That's why hugger Bayley legitimately had no idea what Lyra was talking about the whole locker room story from a few weeks ago. Hugger Bayley can't remember that memory because she technically wasn't in the room for it. That was an interaction belonging to heel Bayley, so only heel Bayley remembers that moment and has the memory keycard, so to speak, of that moment. So heel Bayley remembers that moment with Lyra, but Hugger legitimately has no memory of that. That's how Bayley's character works right now, so that's why Bayley was lost when Lyra was explaining those prior events. If Lyra was speaking to heel Bayley, then she absolutely would have remembered that whole locker room incident. But hugger Bayley speaks to Lyra based on only the memories she has access to, and that's all the good memories. Hugger Bayley only remembers coming out to save Lyra and everything being smooth and good there. So Hugger Bayley asks Lyra to repay the favor and stand in her corner against the Judgment Day. After some initial hesitation, Lyra doesn't really see any hostility in Bayley, so she eventually accepts. And then for the match against Roxanne Perez, We can see the shift in Bayley's personas once again happening right in front of our eyes. Bayley works a majority of the match as the babyface, but during the closing moments, Bayley holds her head, talks to herself, and then all of a sudden snaps with a lot of hostility and aggression. Bayley hit Roxanne with 3 of her big signature moves in under 30 seconds. Just complete domination to end the match. Hugger Bayley started the match, but heel Bayley finished it off. Lyra tried congratulating Bayley, but Bayley doesn't hug her back, and instead shoves Lyra to the ground. Bayley makes fun of Lyra's outfit and tells her to stay out of her business. Now Lyra is interacting with the version of Bayley that remembers their interaction from the locker room. That's the version of Bayley that has this memory unlocked. Just like we said last week, it still doesn't look like Bayley's intentionally trying to mess with Lyra's head. It looks like Bayley legitimately has no control of her mind right now, and as a result of that, Lyra is finding herself coming face to face with many different versions of Bayley, so that makes things a bit confusing. Another potential big story detail that can go without mentioning is Bayley's continuous nods to AJ Lee. During that backstage talk with Lyra, Bayley was wearing CM Punk's AJ Lee's themed jacket from WrestlePalooza. Did Bayley steal the jacket from Punk in AJ's locker room? Was it given to her? It's hard to tell. But that now makes the second week in a row that Bayley's worn some sort of AJ Lee merchandise while on camera. So if Bayley continues to wear AJ Lee merchandise, you can't help but wonder if that's some sort of legitimate foreshadowing for Bayley, eventually targeting AJ in a major way. We know Bayley's absolutely crazy and nuts right now, but can't forget that AJ is one of the original crazy girls as well. So how would that feud look like with 2 very unstable characters? Bayley's continuing to tease some type of future interaction with AJ, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that as well. Some potential heartbreaking news recently dropped that fans are still trying to get some answers for. Piper Niven has recently disappeared from WWE television, and Chelsea Green has even gone to social media to reveal that her group is currently recruiting for someone to fill in for Piper. So Chelsea's letting the fans take part in that search for a new member, and that's been fun to see. But reports claim that this could be actually very bad for Piper. Reports are now claiming that what's keeping Piper out of the ring right now could be career ending. There's not much details known besides that as of this moment, but when you hear career ending, it's absolutely horrifying. However, it's just something that's being reported and said right now. There's no confirmation by WWE or Piper herself. So everyone's hoping and praying that those initial reports about her status and injury turns out to be not true. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.